Hello and welcome to the Scatterworld channel, and today I want to show you guys my revamped gaming, streaming, and now sim racing desk setup. So it's been over a year since I originally created this desk setup for, of course, when I moved into my new house, and I had some new goals in mind for kind of like changing and revamping the setup into something a little more practical as well as a little more fun, as you can tell. So the first two goals a lot of you guys can relate to, especially due to current worldwide events, but the last one is a little more niche and a little more interesting. So first up, due to current worldwide events, we've probably all been locked in at our homes a lot more, and for me, at least for the upcoming semester, I am going to be home actually for this upcoming semester for the most part. So I need to kind of revamp this desk setup into something a little more practical since I won't be on campus as much, and with that, I don't want to develop like an arched upper back and a really arched neck. That would just be really terrible, especially for my overall health. So I did something to address that. And secondly, as you guys may not see right now, but soon, I will be incorporating some of the streaming peripherals from my streaming setup into this one. So that way I don't have two separate desks, one for like personal use and one for streaming. I can just combine all that into this one. And finally, I got a really awesome opportunity from Thrustmaster to incorporate a sim racing setup into this desk setup, and may I say, that has been so much fun. But I think what's interesting is to show you guys how I got here with this new desk setup, what parts I use, the overall process and steps, and just kind of give a rundown of more or less the overall updates I've done to, of course, my desk. But before we get into that, I want to give a quick word to our sponsor. So if you've just been locked inside all day and you're in need of a quick shave, if you're either like someone who's just hitting puberty or you're a scruffy neckbeard that really needs to shave, consider Dollar Shave Club. They've got you covered not just for shaving, but also for showering, oral, and deodorant needs. So to show up what they've got, they sent me their Ultimate Shave Starter Kit, which includes your handles, blades, prep scrub, shave butter, and shave dew. And out of the three, I'm definitely a fan of the post-shave dew since it helps with post-shave irritation that I usually get after shaving since I have sensitive skin. So if you want to check out Dollar Shave Club, check the link at the top of the description and you can get this exact kit here for $5 for your first set of razors, as well as any other items to round out your own personal grooming kit. And now let's get to the setup and what I've done. And just to mention, everything that I'm going to be talking about in this video will be linked in the description below in case you were at all interested in what I've done here and maybe reapplying those products and parts used to maybe your own setup. So for me, definitely the main highlight and main change was incorporating a sim racing setup into this desk, and that has just been only exemplified with the triple 1440p 165Hz Gigabyte G27QC monitors, as well as my two Klipsch RF14M speakers that I've repurposed into this triple monitor setup. And may I say, playing F1 2020 and Assetto Corsa with mods in this setup is really, really fun. So I'm going to go ahead and actually pop into the sim racing setup right here to tell you guys about the different parts and why I think they're so crucial in making this really awesome sim setup that's just been repurposed from an original desk setup, and why it's been so easy and convenient yet can still provide a really engaging and fun immersive driving experience. Okay, so we've got quite the peripherals to cover for today's segment. So I'm going to start with the base and the steering wheel, which is the Thrustmaster TSPC Racer. Now, this is a very strong force feedback base that has 900 degrees of rotation, and I'm pairing it up right here with an open back steering wheel with programmable buttons, dials, D-pad, and of course upshift and downshift. Now, you can't have a good base without pedals, which is why I'm pairing that up as well with some Thrustmaster TLCM cell-loaded pedals. So they're not regular pedals, and yeah, they aren't force feedback, but they do have adjustable resistance to their springs. And I mean, especially with the brakes, you gotta really press on it to get some force into it. Also, they're metal, they're not plastic, so they are high quality, and I assume they can take quite the beating. But one of the beauties of this setup is that I don't need like a sim racing chair. As you can see, I'm just doing it with my good old Cougar Titan gaming chair. So I need a way for the actual brakes and pedals to be mounted to the wall. And that's why there's this little Thrustmaster kit that allows me to use my brake pedals with my wall in a little bit of an angle. And of course, pair all of that up with these triple 1440p 165Hz monitors. Yes, for the demonstrations of just this, there's only going to be one monitor, but the real thing, there's like three. And the whole image is stretched across all three curved monitors with thin bezels as well, so it's a really cool experience. So with all that talk out of the way, I'm going to see if I can complete the fastest lap of Monza while keeping you guys somewhat entertained for the rest of the video. Okay, just for the record, no traction control. Alright, here we go. Deep on the brakes. Oh, that is... we had at least like 50 more feet of braking right there. Oh, jeez, 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 jeez. You can go flat out in these F1 cars. Now. Oh, there's still room. Goodness gracious. Flat out, flat out. Nope, 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 nope. Wait, yes! Yes. Well, I had to lift off the pedal, obviously. Alright, 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 alright. Come on. Now. Oh, the brakes on this car are amazing. No! I hit the curb too much and I ran off the road. Now. Okay, I'm gonna go super deep on the brakes. Just absolutely send it. Oh, you can go even harder than that. Woo! You know, I'm gonna do some more laps, but I'll make that in a separate recording. I can go a lot faster on this track. So that right there was the sim setup, and now, of course, I want a way to actually broadcast my really awesome driving skills to like a Twitch channel. So to do that, I went ahead and reincorporated some of these streaming peripherals from my previous streaming setup video into this one. So a quick rundown of what I did is that I went ahead and incorporated the Elgato multi-mount for my Canon T7i, which is hooked up to an Elgato Cam Link. This is going to provide the video footage for my streams, and of course have those two Elgato key light airs to beam soft light onto my face, which are adjustable wirelessly through my computer. Then I also have the Elgato Stream Deck here that'll be able to change the different scenes in my stream, as well as be able to change the different Spotify playlists on the fly. Then, of course, I have the Rode Pod Mic, again, hooked up with this 48-inch Samsung boom arm. Now, of course, all this is going to be hooked up to the Go XLR Mini that'll be able to control my microphone audio, game audio, Spotify audio, and even the Discord chat audio, all through a single output to OBS or Streamlabs. So this is what allowed me to broadcast my really cool racing skills, like I was just talking about, to my Twitch channel, all through a really coherent and single setup. And again, if I didn't want to stream, I can easily do sim racing on this on the fly, or if I didn't even want to do sim racing, I can just take those peripherals off and get right away to a productive desk setup, since now, like I said earlier, this has standing legs. So actually shifting this, what was a regular desk setup, into a standing legs desk setup was a little bit challenging. It isn't super hard, but I'll show you what I did. And actually, these standing legs that you see right here are actually not terribly expensive. Yeah, they are $270, but for reference, the other pair of standing legs that I have that are also dual motor, and I think are pretty much the same legs as these, are $350, so I saved myself some money there. And my other standing desk here in my studio, which already includes the top, that's $270, but that's only a single motor. And this right here is dual motor, which I think is going to be enough to power up the triple monitors and any other racing peripherals, as well as my PC, all on a single desk. So that incorporation with my sim setup is going to allow me to stream my footage to Twitch, which is going to be really great. But of course, say if I wanted to take a break from sim racing or streaming, and I want to actually be productive in this desk setup. Let me show you what I did to actually fix that with this new standing leg setup. And actually kind of shifting my original desk setup into a standing desk setup wasn't too hard. Really, all I had to do was take apart the old desk and use a heat gun and like a metal shaver to remove all the previous 3M tape from all the previous cable management that I did. But once all that was done, I used some 3M tape adhesive remover, cleaned off the original desk, and made way, of course, for the standing legs and the new cable management that I had for this desk. So it wasn't necessarily hard, but it did take a lot of time. But overall, I'm really thankful for it because now I can stand up and be productive on my desk to nail any sort of future video scripts or ideas and not have a hunchback and a hunched neck, which could happen if you sit in a chair for a long time. And I think that's only emphasized with the recent worldwide events of COVID-19, since we're all pretty much at home working. Though if you were curious, I did do a little bit of a peripheral change in comparison to what you may saw in the streaming setup video. I didn't reuse the K95 and Nighthawk, I think. I actually went ahead and used this Yunzi 60% mechanical keyboard, that being the SK61, along with my wireless Logitech G305, which I modded the actual front plate to be kind of like an open back design to reduce a little bit of weight. And that right there has just been my overall peripheral setup for this setup that you guys haven't seen, but it's what I've been using on a daily basis. And may I say, the extra space you get on your desk from those smaller peripherals, I think is really nice actually. Now, the interesting thing with that 60% mechanical keyboard is that, of course, the feel of it is no different than any other mechanical keyboard, but the size of it means you're gonna have to use like the function key to enable other keys on your keyboard that aren't available, because that's a 60% keyboard, so it's lacking a number pad and function keys. But thankfully, due to the software that comes with this Yunzi keyboard, I can actually program, again, those function keys to activate like F1, F2, and so on and so forth. So at the surface, it looks like this is a really hard keyboard to use, but it's actually not too bad once you figure out the software and figure out the profiles. And best of all, that Yunzi keyboard is actually not too expensive. It's about like $60 to $80, I believe. And of course, the G305 has always been an awesome, reliable mouse, and now it's even lighter thanks to that modded front plate. And now I have that AAA lithium ion battery with an adapter. So the mouse has gone from like, I think, what is it, about 100 grams in weight to now like 82. So it's even lighter. So that right there has just been kind of like my detailed overview of my new desk setup, how it's able to let me do my sim racing, stream, and now be more productive thanks to its new standing legs. That's gonna really help out my back health in the long run as I'm still here in the house. So hopefully you enjoyed this overall overview video, and if you did, you may want to consider subscribing. I don't do that many setup videos, but I will be doing some more ones now that I have an extra desk in my studio that I can feature more desk setups on. I've also got a Discord, a Twitch, which now you should maybe check out since I can now stream in the setup, an Instagram, a TikTok, which might get banned for all we know in like 30 days, and finally a Twitter. And all that is also in the description below if you want to check any of those other social medias out. So that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and this is the Scatterable Channel, signing out.